But we spoke about, just press play, it's going to work. We spoke about lots of podcasts and what you can do with podcasts, but what do you do after you've got a podcast recorded? Where do you put it? Where does it go? How do you utilize all that content that you've just made and spent loads of money on? Can you rehash it, reuse it, and put it in different places all at the same time? Can you put it on your blog? Can you put it on Instagram? Can you put it on TikTok, LinkedIn? But not all of that is the right content medium for that. Your blog isn't going to work really well with a short form video because people want to read the blog. Your TikTok isn't going to be a big text thing that you scroll through because you're not going to read TikTok for that. So what I'm going to talk about is automating it and AI automations and using all of this content to automate your life in a better, more established way and get rid of the boring things, but without using words like elevate, delve, M dashes and all that crap that AI spits out, and how to get rid of it. I plugged that little thing into my laptop actually. Will it work?
It's just this.
Time about USB. But anyway, imagine you wake up on a morning and your AI has already drafted all your emails, it's automated your CRM, contacted all your clients, made your social media posts, and actually then put that marketing on every channel that you've got as well. And it's all done for you, ready to go, and ready to press approve before it goes live as well. So you can check it over. I had a conversation with Catherine about that before, making sure it was checking in place.
Sounds amazing.
So AI, automation, they go hand in hand. AI is just a big language model where it pulls if this then that statements, if the content is going to predict what's next. Automation is where you can link them all together. You can pull in different software. Canva, for example, you can automate all your Canva templates. You can link that Canva template to LinkedIn and automatically go from LinkedIn to Canva to LinkedIn and back and comment and post with actual engaged interactions with custom designed posts. Let me just skip that one because it's a bit more techy. But for example, what we did, if you guys recognize this brand, sorry if I'm wet, if you recognize this brand here, this content was a live feed from their website, which was just a really long list of events. But what happens was is we pulled that from AI, we scanned that website, we data scraped it, and each one of these is automatically generated every day, posted or ready to approve, goes on LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, every format, with all the content ready made for you in code. All it needs to do is approved. If you don't want it, if you want to do what I do and just let it go out, it can just go out anyway. Everything is there ready to go, and it's just easy. It saves time. I think they saved about an hour and a half worth of effort every day, people to make that file in Canva, or well, every week I think. That was per venue. But then again, podcasts as well. You can basically automate your podcasts, put them into different forms of content. And down, should go about this. I was mentioning that you can repurpose it for all these different formats. And you can link it to your own branded elements within Canva, or other types of designs. If you use Canva, you can link it to Adobe Express. If you use more advanced automation tools like Placid image generators, you can link them to Midjourney, Civet AI, and all these amazing high-quality image editors. And you can link them back to ChatGPT so you've got a good tone of voice, and you write that prompt right good enough. And you make sure it doesn't use words like delve or elevate, which I've got in here somewhere, I think. I'm going to guarantee when I automate this, it'll come up with elevate or delve somewhere. And it's time-saving. You're doing hardly any work. You can automate so many different things and link all of these processes together. But again, with the prompt, if you prompt, you have your own tone of voice guidelines, and when you write those guidelines with a proper copywriter, you can actually train the AI on that. I've trained an AI on the government guidelines of accessibility writing, so whenever I want to write official documents, I've trained it on their government guidelines, which is all publicly available. And when I write in my own tone of voice, I've slightly ripped off Monzo, because Monzo have a great tone of voice. So I've tweaked that to match my brand, and also used influence from them with the accessibility guidelines of Government UK. And it's just getting more content out there in a quicker, faster, and more time-efficient way. And give you a bit of an example of how it works. That should have stayed up. Let's just go back, pressing too much. So what I've done, as you've seen at the beginning, I press record on Slack. So what this is doing is looking for any videos or any files or any voice notes. It's downloading them, put them through ChatGPT and using the Whisper model to transcribe my voice, record it in real time, rewrite it in my tone of voice so it actually sounds like what I want to say, / Monzo. Rewrite it again so it's optimized SEO content using standard guidelines and meta tags, meta information, structured HTML. Puts it into JSON code so it can actually be uploaded to the relevant pages on your website or your WordPress, on Bravo, whichever CMS you use, and then just press post so it goes live. What do you do after that? And again, went too fast. What do you do after that once the post is there? You don't want to just put that blog. There might be the wrong time of day when you recorded the podcast. You have a limit every day, check it at a certain time, stick it on LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, wherever you want it to do. This bit here is the image generator. That could be anything you want. Canva, Express, again, all of those. And then you can automate it all. And this is the one I'm going to run tonight. As you've seen at the beginning, I press record. All the way along, tone of voice, WordPress, and from WordPress to LinkedIn. And now, if I press escape on here, just go through all of this, lots of code, right somewhere. It didn't record. Of course it didn't. Of course it didn't press record. However, we'll do a quick one. It's recording now. Write a blog about podcasts, why podcasts are really good for SEO, break it down into semantic structure, and tell me why it is really good for websites. And then let's press restart. Bet you it's when I press play on the presentation it went off. So now, if I press enter, upload that to Slack, and then, which one is it? Is the live demo automation. And then I'm going to press play now. Full stop. Can't do the mouse. Typical, isn't it? Let's just press close. While that's running, you can see it running now. It's downloading the file, converting it to ChatGPT, and it's rewriting all my content. But it will take about a minute or two to go through the whole thing. If you've got any questions about the AI, anything I haven't answered.
So you know when you put it through the ChatGPT, have you pre-written the prompts to go into the ChatGPT?
Yes.
So it knows when you get there.
I've got another document on my website that it scans the prompt from. So it goes to that website to find the prompt, and then it will route every transcription through that prompt and then rewrite it backwards. And what we were talking about, Catherine, when I was on the phone before, I've added a little breakpoint here so that we can get a little thing sent to my phone that says, right, this content's ready to go, do you want to approve it? Yes. If it's not good enough, then you press no and you can rewrite it again.
Like having 10 staff, isn't it? Like, probably more.
I wish I haven't got there yet, but I've got a calendar automation set up, so I can just do voice notes to calendars. I'm a bit lazy when it comes to writing my analytics and reviewing all my Google ads and reviewing those. So I've got analytic comparison reports automatically generated for me and my clients. Image generators, like I say, to curate the posts and to create content that match your brand. When you see what gets posted on this, you'll see it won't look like just a general mid-journey thing. Because it's a Canva template, it's got my face on it, it's got my brand on it, and it's populating the content of the title and the body copy. This is the bit that takes ages when it's got to convert it into JSON code, because it's splitting every little element, every HTML tag, every point into separate things. There we go, and you'll see it's, if you go to my website now, it'll be there. Now it's rewriting it again into a LinkedIn optimized post, which basically means it's short form content.
Well, I posted for you as well.
When it gets to this point at the end, it'll post it on my business page, and I'll post it on my personal LinkedIn as well. Like I say, we should have an approval process, but I don't really care about that.
Well, it also posted the other ones like Facebook and...
I haven't set them up for the live demo, but on my other automation, the one I was showing on the presentation, yes, it will post all the ones you want. It can create the video files as well, put them on the TikTok. The only one I think it doesn't do is the, what's that new Facebook one called, that everyone doesn't really like? Threads, is it?
Meta.
No, Threads.
Oh,
Yeah.
Threads.
Doesn't really work with Threads very well.
Threads is weird, isn't it?
Yeah. Do you know what? Typical. It's a good job I got myself earlier. So if we go to my website about the podcasts, this one here. This is all about podcasting, automation, SEO, why it works. It's got my name, got my tone of voice. You can see it's written in good semantic content, so it's good for SEO. Keywords, blog format, optimized content. And then when it comes to the actual image that goes with it for social media, it will populate this file, so it will always look like this. This is just like, say, Canva template, background image, picture of me, and then this title and body copy gets randomly generated every time. That will then go to LinkedIn, and it'll post that on my business page, and then it'll reshare that from my business page directly to my personal page, which isn't going to be there because, like I say, it didn't want to work today.
So that actual blog post, you could make that into a podcast episode, right? You could have a model that speaks in your actual voice rather than written as that.
Do you want to see that? I've got a little bit of a demo where you can
Oh.
talk. You can talk. So another little demo that I built. It's not really related to podcasting, but you could do it as this. I built a AI talking tool for. Do you know South Marine College? Anybody know that?
Yeah.
I built their entry or their submission call line, so you could talk to a real person and ask some questions about the course, where the venue was. Let me just. You know what, it'll take me a while to open it. So if you just want to talk to us, I can show you afterwards. But you can actually have a real test and live demo with this AI automation and talk to it as well.
Can I ask you something?
Yeah.
You know all this work that you've done and you've got that, and it's generating the analytics. Do you ever actually look at the analytics? Because they can't make that decisions about that, do they?
Less than I probably should, in honesty. I've tested it quite a lot of times. It's only when it fails that I really look at it, and sometimes the code randomly generates something that it shouldn't. Not in terms of what's the output, because if your prompt is good enough, it can solve a lot of the problems. But like you're seeing here, it's not perfect. The JSON files don't work, and it doesn't generate the code correctly. One of the tools that I use that I'm working on at the moment is a really good lead generation tool for my own business, which is if I'm talking to somebody about building websites, I've built a tool that scans their website and tells you everything that's good and bad about it. So you put your URL in, it'll take a photo of it and just scan it for UX and UI issues and say, right, fix this, don't fix this, this works, this doesn't. And it's really, really powerful and it's got me leads. But sometimes it doesn't work and I have to manually go in and say, right, fix that bit of code and actually send it properly, because while AI is great for content, it's not the best dev, it's not the best copywriter. It does 90% of what you can do and it just saves you a lot of time. Don't rely on it, but I absolutely do. It's brilliant. It saves my ass every day, honestly. And yeah, if you scan that as well, you see another little AI that I've got where it takes you to a little lead gen for myself. You put in your deals, it'll take you to my LinkedIn, and then you'll get an email off me